Okay, so it seems like we start off every week by saying, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's already week so and so." I can't believe it's already week 8, halfway through the season. Also, it feels pretty routine now saying, "What a crazy week of injuries! Oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened." And yet, every week seems to get worse. I don't know if it's ever going to stop. I hope it does stop the bleeding. Week 8, here we go. It's got to turn around sometime. I would hope. I don't know. Anyways,
silver lining. We get Tua back this week.
Ew. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So, anyways, Kyle, Professor, how are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. I'm doing better than my fantasy teams.
Well, there's that. How about you, Professor?
Good. I'm doing well. Thanks, Corey. How are you?
Yep. Hey, I'm trying to get by with my team of IR players. I've got my replacements over here. I'm pretty sure my kicker was smoking a cigarette on the field the other day before the play. So I'm pretty sure that's where my team's sitting right now.
That might be the learning lesson of the season, is no leagues without 5 or 6 IR spots.
I tell you, yeah.
Real.
In one of our leagues, I have 10 players on IR right now. It's and it's a dynasty league, so they're not players I'm dropping. It's just I can't field the team hardly, so it's tough.
Wow.
But here we are. Anyways, hopefully our viewers aren't having that sort of season. So we're on to week 8, and we're going to help you out with some booms and some busts to help you in your matchup this week. Professor, let's start off with you. Who's the first player you want to talk about?
First player I'm going to talk about, now that you mentioned Tua possibly coming back and trending towards playing this week, I'm going to go with the running back for the Miami Dolphins, and that's Achane as one of my boom players of the week. Part of it is due to what looks like to be very positive news regarding Tua and his return to the football field this Sunday. And the other part has to do with the team in which they're playing this week, which happens to be the Arizona Cardinals, who have one of the worst defenses, the run defenses in the league. So this is kind of all lining up for Achane to have a blow up week this week. Love him as my boom running back.
Yeah, first of all, Tua coming back is a little bit mind boggling this quickly or at all. Some suspected he was just going to retire. So fun to see him back on the field, but I agree. This Miami offense is totally different with him out there, and Achane especially will benefit from this because it'll back that defense off a little bit. You got Waddle and Tyreek Hill that are now going to be threats again, and so those defenses will have to respect that, and it'll open things up for Achane and get that offense back to a speed offense where Achane will really thrive. So I love that pick this week. I know some people may have been a little bit worried, especially with Mostert coming back too. I think that might have turned some people off, but don't fret. There's plenty of room for both of them, and Achane is now the lead back in that backfield. So I like the pick, Professor. All right, Kyle, you ready? You done with that? All right. Then. All right.
All right. So my first boom player is a little bit risky because there's still a chance he doesn't play, but it's trending towards playing, is Jauan Jennings against Dallas. Dallas can't stop anybody through the air whatsoever. Jauan Jennings might have another 3-touchdown game if he plays. It's a matchup made in heaven for him if he plays. If he doesn't play because of the injury, same goes for Ricky Pearsall. You can plug him in instead. He'll be their wide receiver 1, and he'll go ham. So,
yeah. Now, question: is Kittle hurt and playing this? Like, is he playing this week? I think he's gonna play, but I think he's banged up too.
As far as I know, he's playing. Yeah. So
okay. Well,
he's gonna go crazy too. But that one's kind of a more obvious one to me. So
I think that makes Jennings even more useful if he's the only
absolutely Pearsall too. And honestly, Pearsall's probably good, even if Jauan Jennings plays. I'm pulling a Tony and I'm throwing the San Francisco receiving core in the boom department this week.
Heck, put their backfield there too. Dallas can't stop anything. So just, put their cheerleaders on your squad. They're probably going to end up scoring too at this point. Jeez, oh Pete. All right, Kyle, hit me with your next one. I'm done talking trash on the Cowboys.
I'm not. My first bust player is on the flip side of that, and it's Dak Prescott.
Kyle, don't make me leave.
Listen
right now.
I love my boys, but that didn't sound right. I love the Cowboys, but I just cannot stand how they're playing this year. Dak had a horrible game against Detroit, and I think he's going to do the exact same thing in this game because he's not going to be able to avoid that pass rush because we can't block. Our O-line cannot block. We're too young. We're too inexperienced. We can't block. And so the Niners are going to rack up the points on their side of the ball. We're not going to get any. I'm not playing Dak this week. You have to start Lamb if you have him, obviously. He'll probably get enough catches to be useful, but I don't see Dak throwing a ton of touchdowns and a ton of yards.
I'm with you on that. I don't think you can sit Lamb. Like, he's going to get his, right? But Dak is not. You paid him a lot of money, and then this is how he performs, is what it is. Now, do I have a little bit more faith in the Cowboys coming out of their bye week and performing a little bit better? Yes. Do I think the San Francisco 49ers are the great way for them to come out of their bye week and perform better? No. So it sucks. But
I will say the schedule for the Cowboys gets a whole lot easier after this week.
Yeah.
Kind of a rough stretch here, but it does get simpler. But yeah, this week, this ain't going to be it, man. We have the highest paid interception thrower in the league on our team right now.
Hey, someone's got to. All right. Professor, let's move back over to you. Who's the next player you want to talk about?
I'll give you my second boom. And first off, let me say, before I give you my boom, Kyle, I appreciate kind of the shout out or whatever you want to call it to me, trying to name the entire receiving core for the San Francisco 49ers. They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. I'm very flattered that you would copy my style. Thank you. My second boom of the week is.
It's really the only reason he wears glasses. He actually has good eyesight, but then he saw it like, Professor looks really smart, so I'm going to start wearing glasses too.
Right.
I stopped just short of shaving my head.
I'm happy to be a trendsetter. No complaints here. David Njoku, he looked fantastic this past weekend, and with the trade of Amari Cooper freeing up more targets, and now with the injury to Deshaun Watson, David Njoku being both that kind of the outlet and the intermediate type receiver, he could be a volume monster now in this offense moving forward. Additionally, this week against that Baltimore Raven defense, one of their weaknesses on the season has been defending the tight end. So I like Njoku an awful lot this week as a boom.
No, he gets a QB upgrade.
I was going to say he gets a QB upgrade there, in my opinion, too, which is insanity. But it's crazy that Njoku went from early in his career like, oh, this guy has pan hands. If he can just learn how to catch a dang ball, right? Well, he learned how to catch a ball, and now he's dangerous. And like I said, he's the main pass catcher there. So I'm loving that for him. The volume is just going to go up, up, up. So, great call there. All right, Professor. I guess all you got left is bust. So give me your first bust.
Yeah, I got two busts. Yeah, so my first bust, I'm going to give you a running back, and that is the running back for the New Orleans Saints, Alvin Kamara, with Derek Carr looking like he's still going to be missing some time, going up against this tremendous Los Angeles Chargers defense, who has been the second most difficult defense against running backs this season. I've got Kamara as my bust of the week.
Yeah, I saw today where he had been playing with a broken hand too. I don't know that I love that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. It's not a great matchup. He didn't play well last game either until Derek Carr comes back, and that offense kind of gets back in a groove with Carr and Olave, and they kind of get that group back together. I'm not loving Kamara's outlook there. So I agree. I think this week, as long as you've been riding Kamara this season, he's been helping your team quite a bit. This isn't the week to get that help. So I think he'll disappoint. So,
Yeah.
All right, Kyle, back over to you. What you gonna give me?
Yeah, so my other bust is going to be Chubba Hubbard. So Chubba Hubbard has been playing well above his pay grade this season, playing very, very well. Gives him a reason not to rush back Jonathan Brooks, et cetera, et cetera. However, this week they play at Denver, which has been very tough against the run this year. They literally shut down Alvin Kamara last week on Thursday night, which was very embarrassing. While we've been talking about how their offense has not been humming exactly, but the defense is on fire. They're playing very, very well. They're beating teams they shouldn't be beaten because of that defense. And I don't see Chubba getting many fantasy points against them this weekend at all.
Well, let's pour a little salt in that wound. Bryce Young's starting at quarterback. So
even
that,
worse.
That makes it even worse. Early in the season, when Bryce Young was starting at quarterback, Chubba Hubbard was not producing. He didn't produce until they put Andy Dalton in, and then he started producing at a high level. So that whole offense was that way, right? So that is salt in the wound there. Not only playing a tough run defense, but they've got their worst quarterback in, and it's probably going to be pretty rough. So not too pretty. All right, Kyle, you've got a positive note.
I know. I got to end on a positive note tonight. My boom is Cade Otton. And honestly, this is a boom for the rest of the season with no Godwin. He's going to get probably the majority of those short and intermediate type passes. He was already doing pretty well at the tight end position. Him and Baker seem to have a pretty good rapport. He's going to do really, really well this week against Atlanta, who just let Jatavion Sanders and Noah Fant the last couple of weeks have pretty good games against them. Cade Otton is so much better than them. And he's going to blow up this week. I think he's kind of getting that Njoku treatment where all of a sudden there's a ton of targets, and I think most of them are going to go his way.
Yeah, I mean, the last game he got 10 targets. A few of those came at the end after – Mike Evans was out and stuff. But, I mean, even before that, he was having games with 8 and 9 targets. So he's already getting a pretty good target share. Those two guys go down. He's kind of last guy standing there who has rapport, other than Sterling Shepard. Of course, that goes way back, but not near as effective. So, yeah, I think Otton is a pass-catching threat there now.
Yeah, I think he probably gets double-digit targets every week going forward, and I think he easily finishes the top 8 to 10 tight end on the season because of it.
I think so. Yep. All right, Professor, back over to you. You get to end us on a down note.
Because, of course.
Yeah, this is going to be a knife in the heart to Kyle, because I know
All right, let's get it negative.
Is kind of, he's got a thing for this player. And that's Amon-Ra St. Brown with the Detroit
Blasphemy.
Lions. Two things. First off, I love Amon-Ra. Big Amon-Ra fan.
Kind of sounds like you don't.
However, what's that?
Kind of sounds like you don't.
Not this week. Two reasons. I have my reasons. Number one, brutal matchup. Brutal matchup for receivers. Titans have been a top 5 or bottom 5, however you want to kind of look at it. They're a top 5 defense against the receivers. They're a bottom 5 team that you want to play if you are a receiver. And then secondly, I just think game script. Detroit's dialed in. I don't know that we're going to have a huge need for Amon-Ra to go off this week. Don't expect Tennessee Titans to score much. This game could get out of hand, and we could see Amon-Ra, only playing one half. Especially after what we saw took place to Godwin with 1 minute left in this last Monday night's game. So I just think game scripts is not good for Amon-Ra. Bad matchup for receivers. It could be a David Montgomery Gibbs week. So that's kind of why I've got him down as a bust. Yeah, I mean, those running backs are kind of what fuels that whole offense there anyway, right? A little two-headed monster. But Amon-Ra has scored 20-plus points in 4 of the last 5 games. That's crazy.
But yeah, I don't see that volume there. Oddly, his lowest game there was against the Dallas Cowboys. So, hey, silver linings, right? Yeah, I just don't see that happening
because of those running backs.
There you go. Exactly. They just ran the ball on Dallas. So I agree that I think game script takes them out of this. Tennessee overall as a whole is not great. And I think they're going to get ahead. They're going to run the ball a lot. And I think Amon-Ra just kind of gets game planned out of this. I agree with you. All right. So that was the last one. Sorry to end it on such a downer there, but guys, thanks for joining us. Hope you have better luck this week. Booms and busts for week 8. Have fun out there. See you guys.
I'm starting them on Raw anyways.
We are here. FantasySportsAdvice.com, offering the best fantasy sports social media platform. Why join endless Discord communities or the trolls of Reddit? Fantasy Sports Advice is a community designed to help you win with 24/7 support. Go to FantasySportsAdvice.com and become a pro member for unlimited access. Again, go to FantasySportsAdvice.com today.